Alright, here we are playing Dragon Age Origins. We are just about to exit the huge-ass fucking underground temple complex thing in Haven and go out onto the mountainside. Doing all the things. Oh look, a cutscene. Her armor is terrible! Dagron! Big ass Dagron. Big ass Dagron is sleepy. Gonna take a nap. Just gonna shout about it first. Yeah, whatevs. You chill the fuck out wherever you are, Dragon.
My only consolation is that if that thing swallows me, I will give it indigestion.
You sure will, Shale. You are a thing of beauty and a joy forever. It doesn't actually care about you, though. Insufficient skill!
As you wish. This should be easy enough.
Not that I have any feelings about being unable to pick that chest. Clearly not. Heaven forfend. Oh god. I am already not looking forward to the shitty-ass puzzle section in here. Most of them are fairly easy, but one of them takes a while and it pisses me off. Okay, here we go, to the gauntlet. Gee. I wonder if this could be some sort of challenge. Probably not, given the title. Pile of bones. That's ominous.
What is this place? It's different from the rest of the ruins.
Yeah, baby, I know. No, we're gonna loot shit before we talk to that guy. I have my priorities in order. There's an entire set of armor just in the rubble. Okay. Sure. Oh, well, I can't read that book without talking to you, apparently.
I bid you welcome, pilgrims.
Who are you?
I am the Guardian, the protector of the urn of sacred ashes. I have waited years for this.
Why have you been here for so long?
It has been my duty, my life, to protect the urn and prepare the way for the faithful who come to revere Andraste. For years beyond counting have I been here. And shall I remain until my task is done and the Imperium has crumbled into the sea.
Actually, you're only going to wait maybe about 10 or 15 more years until the entire temple gets blown up to smithereens. So, it's almost done. Will your task ever be done?
I do not know, and I do not question.
That was a terrible fucking job. How do you not question that shit? What the hell? Who are the... fine. Let's not waste time. How do I get to the urn?
You have come to honor Andraste, and you shall, if you prove yourself worthy.
I need the ashes to cure a nobleman.
Still, you must prove yourself worthy. It is not my place to decide your worthiness. The gauntlet does that.
Sigh.
If found worthy, you will see the urn and be allowed to take a small pinch of the ashes for yourself. If not,
Alright. Let's get this over with then.
Before you go, there is something I must ask. I see that the path that led you here was not easy. There is suffering in your past. Your suffering, and the suffering of others. Tamlin was one of your tribe, a blood brother. You left him in the ruins, left him to his fate. Tell me, Pilgrim, did you fail Tamlin?
No. How do you know of my past?
Your path is laid out before me and plain to see. In the lines of your face and the scars on your heart. Do you believe you failed Tamlin?
Yes, I could have pulled him away from that mirror. Probably she would actually say that.
Thank you. That is all I wish to know.
You are too hard on yourself. No one's perfect.
It seems that reflection on past mistakes is a constant preoccupation of the religious mind.
Arshera, leave the past where it falls.
And what of those that follow you? Alistair, Knight, and Warden. You wonder if things would have been different if you were with Duncan on the battlefield. You could have shielded him from the killing blow.
Terror!
You wonder, don't you? If you should have died, and not him.
Yes. If Duncan had been saved, and not me, everything would be better. If I just had the chance, maybe I...
Demand whatever answers you want, Spirit.
You came to this land as an observer, but you killed a family in a blind rage. Have you failed your people by allowing a Qunari to be seen in that light?
I have never denied that I failed.
Shale, the stone giant. There is so little I can draw from you. I feel the distant echo of a soul, dormant for so long, now awake.
Shale!
Good for you.
And with the awakening, the slow realization of all you have lost. Ah, Shale, your entire existence is a test of your will and courage. You have my respect.
Shale!
He is open. Good luck, and may you find what you seek.
I was really worried that they were going to ignore Shale and instead fucking talk to the dog. And I would get just like some shitty boring conversation about who's a good puppy. Thankfully, that did not occur. Yeah. So, according, obviously, to whoever you bring with you to this part of the quest, they get different damn, that is a booty. But they get different conversation topics, obviously.
The smallest lark could carry it, while a strong man might not. Of what do I speak?
Oh god, really obvious word puzzles. Duh, a tune.
Yes, I was Andraste's dearest friend in childhood, and always we would sing. She celebrated the beauty of life, and all who heard her would be filled with joy. They say the Maker himself was moved by Andraste's song, and then she sang no more of simple things.
Don't care. Give no fucks. Brona?
Echoes
Are you a
from
brony?
shadow realm, whispers of things yet to come. Thought's strange sister dwells in night, is swept away by dawning light. Of what do I speak?
Dreams.
A dream came upon me as my daughter slumbered beneath my heart. It told of her life, and of her betrayal and death. I am sorrow and regret. I am a mother weeping bitter tears for a daughter she could not save.
Shitty word puzzles. Any asshole could solve these, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't write them into the game.
I'd neither a guest nor a trespasser be. In this place I belong, that belongs also to me. Of what do I speak?
Home?
It was my dream for the people to have a home of their own, where we would have no masters but ourselves. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and thus we followed Andraste against the Imperium. But she was betrayed, and so were we.
Angst. It is kind of cool that a Dalish Inquisitor gets to see Shartan, though.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The debt of blood must be paid in full. Of what do I speak?
Vengeance.
Yes, my husband Hysarion would have chosen a quick death for Andraste. I made him swear that she would die publicly with her war leaders, that all would know the Imperium's strength. I am justice. I am vengeance. Blood can only be repaid in blood.
You're an asshole. We're gonna save here. Just 'cause, ugh.
A poison of the soul, passion's cruel counterpart. From love she grows, till love lies slain. Of what do I speak?
Jealousy.
Yes, jealousy drove me to betrayal. I was the greatest general of the Alamari, but beside her I was nothing. Hundreds fell before her on bended knee. They loved her, as did the Maker. I loved her too. But what man can compare with a god?
Not you, buddy! Hey, Sten is like so bored by this.
The bones of the world stretched towards the sky's embrace, veiled in white, like a bride greeting her groom. Of what do I speak?
The mountains.
Yes. I carried Andraste's ashes out of Tevinter into the mountains to the east, where she could gaze ever into her Maker's sky. No more fitting a tomb than this could we find.
She wields the broken sword, and separates true kings from tyrants. Of what do I speak?
Mercy.
Yes, I could not bear the sight of Andraste's suffering, and Mercy bade me end her life. I am the penitent sinner, who shows compassion as he hopes compassion will be shown to him.
Gee, this isn't a Jesus parallel at all. Sigh.
No man has seen it, but all men know it. Lighter than air, sharper than any sword. Comes from nothing, but will fell the strongest armies. Of what do I speak?
Hunger.
Yes, hunger was the weapon used against the wicked men of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker kindled the sun's flame, scorching the land. Their crops failed, and their armies could not march. Then he opened the heavens and bade the waters flow, and washed away their filth. I am Kefir, disciple of Andraste and commander of her armies. I saw these things done, and knew the Makers smiled on us.
And that was Cullen's voice actor, because like I said, they really recycle him in this game. Da 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 da. Oh, this is gonna be uncomfortable.
It's so cold here, sister. Do you feel it? The chill eats at my bones.
What trickery is this?
You think this cannot be Tamlin? Tamlin is gone. He is only footsteps in the dust. I am Tamlin, and yet I am not. I am part of the Gauntlet, and part of you.
Thanks for the explanation. What do you want from me?
The test is over. I am here to show you the way forward. Those that survive must go on living. You have suffered enough, thinking that you could have done something. It is time to leave that behind. Take this. It is nothing compared to the crafts of our fathers, but it should serve you well. I wish you well, my friend. We will not meet again.
Actually, you will. He shows up later in the game. I'm just gonna spoiler that for you, because I don't care. Thanks for saving my game. Awkward. Shadow versions of yourselves. Stan, I'm gonna stab you, sorry.
This should be easy enough.
On your guard!
Damn it! Was not paying close enough attention. Quick time! Let's kill Shadow Alistair, who can't even really be seen at this point.
Right, man.
Slam him! Yeah! I like the idea of Shale slamming Alistair. Wink. Punch him! Yeah, make hurt noises, Alistair. I like it. Alright, we're gonna use an injury kit, fine. It's really silly that you have to fight yourself. I mean, like, obvious symbolism aside. Oh, fucking this part! I hate this part of the game! Just
Hey,
jump!
See those thingies over on the side of that huge chasm? I bet they're used for something. Maybe I should touch them or stand on them?
Thanks for that, Alistair. Oi. Oi. How do you even make them hold position in this game? Move freely. Okay, here we go. It's this. Hold. Oh my god, I fucking hate this part of the game. You have no idea how much I hate puzzles. Okay, I'm gonna get out a pen and paper and write down what goes where. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hate puzzles. Really fucking hate them.
Ooh, look at that. I don't think it's solid enough to stand on, but it's a start.
You're really cute, Alistair. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Are there 4 of them or 5? So this starts... Oh god, no, hold on. I think there's maybe 4 of them in the middle. Check the other side. Yeah, I think there's just 4 of them. Yeah, there's just 4. So this one is 2 plus 1. This one is 3. This one is 1. This one is 2 and 3. This one is 3 and 4. This one is 2 alone. Alright. This one is 3. That one's 4. That one is 1. No. Do the thing. That one is 4. Is this one also 4? That one is also 4, apparently. And that one is number 2, I think. Is it? Yeah, I think that's number 2. Alright, so I think the thing is you have to have each person stand on one of the 2 furs. So we need 2 plus 1 first. So we need 2 plus 1. Then let's see if we can do 2 plus 3. Or not. Why won't you let me go there? So that's 2 plus 3. Shale. So Shale needs to stand on a 1 pad.
That's it! That's an actual bridge piece right there. If we can get all the bridge pieces to be solid, we can make it across.
So Alistair isn't doing anything useful right now, I think. So he needs to stand on a 2-piece. So he's gonna go stand right here. It's a good thing there's 4 of us. Otherwise, how would we get across? Oh no, wait. So... Wait a minute. God, I hate this fucking puzzle so much. So we have a 1 plus 2, and we have a 1. So I should stand on the 1. So we have a... No, we have somebody on a 2. And a 2 plus 1. So we can have the person on the 1 piece move to another 2 piece. I hate this puzzle. I hate this puzzle so much. I hate all puzzles. So now we have 2 people on 2 pieces, and Alistair can move to the 2 plus 3 slot, I think.
Why don't we just get 1 person across and go from there?
Yes, I know. Oh. Fuck. Or that ruined everything. Why did that ruin everything? Fuck my life. I hate everything. Apparently that did not in any way work at all. Why? I hate everything. I hate this puzzle so much. Okay, so Sten is on the 2 plus 1. Where the fuck is Shale? Shale's on a 3-piece, because Shale fucking moved, I guess, and ruined everything. No, Shale is... I'm just reading this wrong. Where the fuck even are you? So, Alistair, you're gonna... Oh, God, we're in the... Oh, I hate this puzzle so much! Ah! I hate puzzles! I hate them! Okay, fine. Sten is on the 2 plus 1. Shale is on the... Shale is... Shale? Why... Why isn't that working? I hate everything! I hate this puzzle! Bah! Ugh. I hate this. Alright, so there's the 1. So we have number 1. So Shale needs to go stand on a number 1 slot, I think. No, Shale needs to go stand on a number 2 slot. Wow, that sounded much worse than I anticipated. Why isn't that working? I hate this puzzle! I hate this puzzle so much! Why isn't this working? Ugh. I hate this! Oh. No. Because Alistair's on a 1, so 1 is solid. Sten is on the 2+1. And Shale is on a 2. Why isn't that working? I hate this so much! Ah! Well, apparently that number 2 spot doesn't work. Why isn't this working? I hate this. I hate this. Puzzles are just irritating. I did not sign up for a fucking puzzle game. Suck my ass. Okay, so we're gonna leave Shale the fuck alone. We are also gonna leave Sten the fuck alone. What is Alistair on? Alistair is on a 1 slot. So if we move Alistair, I should be safe. Right? Only apparently not. So now we have Alistair on a 2 slot and Shale on a 2 slot. So I can move Shale to the 2+3 slot, which is right here. God damn it, why didn't that work? I hate this game! I hate this game so much! Okay, I don't hate this game. I hate this part of the game. I hate this puzzle. I hate everything about it. Now we have to move them all back here because I hate this fucking puzzle. I hate this so much.
Here I stand.
Ooh, Sten sounding uncomfortably sexy there. Who the fuck even is this? Oh, this is Alistair. God, I hate this. Did anybody notice that I hate this? Because I really clearly hate this kind of a lot. Right, there's the fucking 2+1. Why isn't this working? So we're gonna move Shale to the 1, which doesn't do jack shit, apparently. So we're gonna move Shale to that 1. Which also doesn't do jack shit. What in the hell am I supposed to do? I hate this. I hate this so much. Did I mention that I fucking hate this? I hate puzzles. I hate that the designers just thought, let's have a few puzzles in here. Because it's not like this is a fighting game. We're going to suddenly make this a puzzle game. Because people who signed up for fighting games love puzzles, right? That's totally what they're here for. Ugh. Did I mention that I am filled with rage? Because I am honestly quite filled with rage. I hate this. I'm just going back into this room to run around for a little while because I hate this puzzle so much. And all my people are just stuck there now. What? Why are they just stuck here? They just don't even care. Nobody cares about anything. I hate this life. Thank you for finally getting with the program. Alright, maybe that has effectively... Are you gonna follow me if I move? Can't even tell what the hell is going on here. Okay, So we are gonna move to a 1 button. So maybe you need to start with a 1 button. Ugh, no, I'm gonna leave my main character alone. She is gonna be the one to cross. I hate this so much.
Is this important?
No, it's not. I hate it too, Sten. Or it just won't even let me fucking select this thing. Go stand on the 1, Sten. Be filled with hatred as I am. Go stand on that. So maybe they have to be on opposite sides from each other? I don't even know. None of this makes sense. So somebody has to go stand on the 2 over here, I guess. So we've got somebody on the 2+1 and on the 2, and now she's on the 2. And Sten is on the 1. So theoretically, if I move Sten... I hate this. I hate this so much. Now... Now Sten has to go stand on the... I hate this. My brain not only does not think well with this puzzle, but I also hate it. I hate all puzzles. I hate every single one of them. There's a reason that I never play puzzle games aside from Portal. Because I hate them. In case that wasn't clear, I definitely hate them. So, okay, Sten is the one who has to move, right? Yes, Sten is the one who has to move. Where does he even have to move to? He has to move to the 2+3, I think? Maybe he has to move here. So that is this one. So now Sten is on the 2+3. So that means Shale can move to the 3? Where's my camera even going? Oh god, I hate this. So no, Shale needs to be on the 3, which is right there. So now... Ugh. So Shale is on the 3. Sten is on the 2+3. I'm standing on the 3. And Alistair is on the 2. So he needs to move to the... What does he need to move to? So, because they have to be on opposite sides, right? So he needs to... Fuck, I don't know. Got 3 and 3, but it's Alistair... Oh, fuck, I hate this so much. I can't even think. My brain doesn't even work this way. I hate this. Ugh! I've already just completely lost track of all of my train of thought, and I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. Well, Alistair is on the 2, so he doesn't need to be on anything. So he needs to move to the 3+4, I think. Right? So now he's on the 3+4. So there's 2 people standing on 3 slots. So Sten, who is on the 2+3, can now move to a 4 slot. Right?
Maker's breath. Andraste undefeated. Clever, it seems.
Thank you. That's the part where I save, because I fucking hate that puzzle! Oh, this part's cute. Everybody gets naked. Click on the altar. The altar is little more than a dusty stone slab. You can make out an inscription carved into its face. Continue. Cast off the trappings of worldly life and cloak yourself in the goodness of spirit. King and slave, lord and beggar, be born anew in the Maker's sight. Y'all get naked! Remove equipment! Shale's like, haha, I'm already naked! Well, they're already also on the other side of the altar.
Been through the trials of the gauntlet.
Stan, you're looking
you have
fine.
walked the path of Andraste, and like her,
Stan,
you have been cleansed. You have proven yourself worthy, pilgrim. Approach the sacred
that is a
ashes.
terrible bra. Why would anyone design that bra? I judge the costume designers so much all the time. You know what? I'm gonna loot shit first. Oh, or not. I moved ever so slightly, and therefore we are going up to the altar. She's like, I don't even fucking believe in Andraste. It is a good question what your warden does believe is even happening here, because clearly there is some magical shit going on in this temple. I mean, there's just kind of a lot going on here. But if you don't believe in Andraste, what do you even think is happening here?
I didn't think anyone could succeed in finding Andraste's final resting place. But here she is.
What an odd thing to do with the honored dead. To store it in a pot. Bizarre.
Agreed.
Congratulations. You found a waste bin.
Yeah, I'm with you, Stan. Oh, lol. Take a pinch of the ashes. Place it in a leather pouch. Leave the urn alone. There is apparently an option to despoil the ashes, but we weren't given that, apparently. Unfortunate adventure. How the fuck did he even get this far and then died? Like, first of all, by himself, when that whole thing requires 4 people. Like, that doesn't even make sense. But how?
This should be easy enough.
Insufficient skill! Oh, insufficient use skill! I hate everything. Did I mention that I really fucking hate everything? Because I really do. Whatever, we're done with this fucking temple. Let's take the goddamn ashes and go. But yeah, going back to what I was talking about before I raged against the machine that is this game. So yeah, I mean, what the fuck does your Inquisitor person even believe, really, at this point? Because, like, with a Dalish, can you... are you really going to make me backtrack through the entire goddamn level? Are you serious? Are you serious? They are actually going to make me do that. That is straight up what is happening right here, right now. Because fuck everything. So you can, I think, actually summon the High Dragon. Forget where. Because you're supposed... Yeah, Colgrim's Horn. If you use this... It says, sound this horn on the top of the mountain overlooking the village of Haven to summon the High Dragon. You can kill the dragon later in the game. You are way the fuck under-leveled for that right now, so you don't even touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. And they are actually straight up gonna make me go through the entire dungeon again to get to anywhere. That is such a terrible design. I hate everything. So anyway, as I was saying... what was I even saying? Oh, right. What does your Inquisitor believe? So, like, at this point, if you're anything other than a devout Andrastian, or a person who would, you know, believe in Andraste to begin with, you do kind of have to be wondering, what is your character thinking at this point? Because if you don't believe in Andraste, which an Elven Inquisitor probably wouldn't, or at least not a Dalish Inquisitor, an Elven Inquisitor might if they're a city elf, But a Dalish Inquisitor would be like, I don't really believe in this. So, like, what are they thinking? And dwarves aren't generally very religious either. So, like, what do you even make of all this? And I never really have sorted out what they are supposed to believe, because this whole thing is just like, Andraste is real! Believe in Jesus! Or, you know, the Dragon Age equivalent thereof, though, again, extremely strong Jesus parallels, so whatever. I mean, Hissarion... Not Hissarion, I forget who it is. Yeah, it's Hissarion, the guy who stabbed Andraste, is totally the equivalent of... I've totally forgotten this asshole's name in the Bible, who took pity on Jesus and stabbed him with a spear in the side. I know that guy's name, and it's just not coming to mind right now. I've completely blanked on it. Again, this thing is really badly designed, and it's making me backtrack through the entire damn dungeon to get out. But whatever, because backtracking is a great idea in terms of game design. But anyway, so like, maybe this elf person thinks that Andraste was a real person, but was just a really strong mage. But like, what are you supposed to believe, really, at this point? Just what are you just supposed to believe that everybody is an Andrastian? Like, what is this? I hate everything. It's sort of weird, and it's never discussed, really, at any point, and your character never says. So you're just supposed to figure it out, what in the hell your Inquisitor has come to think is real at this point, in terms of spirituality and belief. Honestly, spirituality is a pretty big theme in these games, but they never really resolve it. They just sort of shove it on you that there is no other right way to be other than Andrastian. But they never... I don't know. I'm willing to bet that Flemeth / Mythal / whoever the fuck else is in there turns out to be Andraste anyway. Because, you know, it's the exact same story regardless. Woman betrayed by her husband because she loved another guy. So I'm willing to bet that Flemeth / Mythal / whoever the fuck is also Andraste, and it's going to turn out that even Andraste is a total fucking asshole. Because if Andraste turns out to be Mythal is a total asshole. I'm just saying. She is a huge, huge douche canoe. Total jerkweed. I mean, yeah, she's got a nice sort of goal in mind, but seriously, she's a total asshole. It's really mean. Just awful. Morgan hates her. I mean, if your own daughter fucking hates you that much. 'Cause Morgan, you know, doesn't seem like the type to get her panties in a snit over nothing. She's just really not the overreactive type. She's like, okay, whatever, take things with chill, you know. Stay calm in a storm, all of that. But, oh, apparently I missed this guy.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, she just doesn't seem like the type to be like, oh, you know, my mother didn't, like, love me enough. It's like, my mother routinely emotionally tortured me, and then decided to use my body as a vessel. Well, you haven't, whatever, I just spoiled something for later in this actual game. Whoops. But, like, yeah, it's just, So I'm gonna be upset. If, like, all of this whole series of games is setting you up to be like, Andrastianism is the one true faith, but also, the gods are an asshole, or whatever. You know? Just be total letdown. I don't even know. I don't know, it's weird.
Welcome back. You were gone for quite some time. Well, did you find it?
Showed a TV the Pouch of Ashes.
Is that? Oh, there's some dust on... No, that's not dust. Omega, I'm not worthy to look upon. What was it like, coming to the urn, I mean?
Grueling. There were tests. She's not sure what to think of this whole religious bullshit. She'll just say that.
Tests? Interesting. Very interesting. Perhaps my research will not seem so much like blasphemy to the Chantry now. We must organize an expedition. There is so much history here, it must be studied. And pilgrims should be allowed to come to the urn.
I don't honestly know. I mean, 'cause, like, this is not her faith, and whatever it is she's feeling right now, in terms of being a dual Andrastian slash Dalish believer. Like, yeah, she just, I don't, none of these three honestly seem like anything my character would say. Like, the Urn of Ashes must be shared with the world is like, yay, faithful, this is an amazing thing. But she's like, nah, I don't really know what to believe. And then, why? We should keep this secret to ourselves. That doesn't seem like a good answer either. She's like, this is kind of cool. Why not? She's all for scholarship. And then, this is not wise. Many will try to exploit this discovery. When probably she'd be like, bring some scholars. Bring some more folks like you. Bring, I don't know, a few peeps. Whatever. Whatever. I'll just say this one, number 3. This is not wise. Many will try to exploit this discovery.
But the urn belongs to all the faithful. How can you deny this to them? No, we must share it.
So everyone comes by and takes some ashes from the urn. Ooh, I hope that urn is self-replenishing.
Deny them a corpse? Unthinkable indeed.
I will spread this good news.
Sten
or
don't
die
give a
trying.
shit. Something bad comes of this, it's your fault.
I must return home. I have much to do. If you ever find yourself in Denerim, please visit me. I am not a rich man, but I have a small collection of interesting artifacts, and I do owe you a reward for coming to my rescue. I hope to see you soon, my friend.
Alright, can we finally leave this fucking map yet, now that we've backtracked through the entire goddamn temple? Finally! Woo! As you may have guessed, I have some feedback on some of the aspects of game design. I mean, yeah, you want to talk to Brother Genitivi, but really he could have just come through the temple and met you halfway or something. I mean, fuck's sake. Ugh. Oh, Liliana, I'm sorry I didn't bring you.
I must say that traveling with you has opened my eyes to how wrong some are about the Dalish. You are not at all savage, and I've not seen you snatch away women and children without provocation.
Are you trying to be funny?
Funny? No. People actually do believe such things of you.
Yeah, I
If my
know.
people were more open to interacting with yours, we could do away with such misperceptions.
You assume we want to interact with you?
I know humans and elves do not share a happy history, but peace must be possible. I hear many city folk talk about how wonderful it must be to live simpler lives, close to the earth. They could learn from the Dalish.
Do you think us a quaint curiosity meant for study?
I'm sorry. I did not mean it like that. I wasn't trying to belittle your culture. I have met very few elves, and those that I have met were pledged to the service of Orlesian nobles.
Slaves, basically. Slaves! Well, she agrees.
They are serfs. There is no slavery in Orlais.
It's the same thing.
Elven servants are well compensated for their services. Some of them live richer lives than humans. A well-trained elven servant is highly valued in Orlais.
They're really
They
not.
are nimble and dexterous, and many people find them pleasing to look at.
They're really not. Like, in Game 3, you get to go to Orlais and watch people interact with the Elven servants, and it's just constant racism. Like, no joke. Constant microaggressions, objectification, denigration, the whole thing. Enough. I have no wish to continue this conversation.
I am sorry. I have offended and I did not mean to do so.
Suck it, Liliana. I don't need your fucking benevolent racism. Or speciesism, in this case. Since calling it racism sort of, I feel like belittles actual racism in the real world. It's not really about race, it's about species in this one. Sten!
You called.
I wanted to discuss something you mentioned. Is there anything else to
Speak,
say?
then.
Why do they even have this option if there's nothing else
Then I
to
suggest
say?
we move on.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Do you find Verelden very strange?
To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
Doubt the Kunari ever want to change their lot in life?
What does that accomplish? The farmer who buys a shop is never a merchant. He is always a farmer turned merchant. He carries his old life with him as a turtle carries its shell.
But that makes the turtle stronger.
Does it? It's also his weakness. If he stumbles and falls over, it pins him on his back. It is better to armor yourself with no more than what you need. One life, one duty.
Don't you think happiness is important?
You can learn to find it in doing your duty, in serving your people. There is no need to search for it. Shall we move on?
Is there anything you like about Ferelden?
There is interesting food here. You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
Cookies?
Yes. We have no such things in our lands. This should be remedied.
Oh, you sound a bit homesick.
Perhaps. It's strange to be in a crowd and hear a language that is not your own. To see faces that are and aren't like yours. I miss the smells of Saharan. Tea and incense and the sea. Ferelden smells of wet dogs.
You left out rotting garbage. My elf would agree.
True. I was trying to forget that part. Shall we move on?
Let's go.
As you wish.
Sten approves plus 12! He really feels quite passionately for you at this point. Plus 53, he is feeling warm to you. Not that you'd ever know, but... Oh, so good. I love you, Sten. Sten is beautiful.
At your service.
I have some questions.
Of course.
So, why did you keep your birthright a secret?
You never asked?
That's a cheap answer.
All right. If you want the full explanation, I'll give it to you. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then, after the battle, when I should have told you, I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that?
How about, by the way, I'm the heir to the throne?
Yes, well, I suppose part of me kind of liked you not knowing.
That's understandable. Why? What happens when people find out?
They treat me differently. I become the bastard prince to them, instead of just Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me.
Doesn't sound stupid at all. She's like, ugh, ruling this human nation? Ugh!
For all the good it does me, my blood seems certain to haunt me no matter what I do. I guess I should be thankful that Arl Eamon is far more likely to inherit the throne. If he's alright. Oh, I hope he's alright. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I guess I was just hoping that you would like me for who I am. It was a dumb thing to do.
Apology accepted. Don't worry about it, Alistair. No harm done.
I guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
It's interesting. Sten is so easy to get approval from if you do things that he likes. He will give you enormous approval for seemingly incomprehensible things. Whereas Alistair and the others really have to work at it. Pretty much.
At your service.
Yeah, I know. Wink. I have some questions.
Of course.
What changes about you after the joining?
You mean other than becoming a Grey Warden?
I mean, what changes physically?
You know, I asked Duncan this too, and all I got was, "You'll see."
That seems rather cruel of him.
Oh, it's not that Duncan wants to keep it a secret. It's just that the Grey Wardens don't discuss it much. I gather it's not a pleasant topic. The first change I noticed was an increase in appetite. I used to get up in the middle of the night and raid the castle larder. I thought I was starving. I'd slurp down every dinner like it was my last. My face all covered in gravy. When I'd look up, the other Grey Wardens would stare, then laugh themselves to tears.
I haven't felt anything like that.
Really? Because I was watching you wolf down food the other day, and I thought, ooh, it's a good thing she gets a lot of exercise.
Are you calling me a pig?
Not at all. I've never seen a pig eat like that. Ever.
Rude!
I jest, don't kill me. Oh,
rude!
And then, there were the nightmares. Duncan said it was part of how we sense the Darkspawn. We tap into their, well, I don't know what you call it, their group mind. And when we sleep, it's even worse. You learn to block it out after a while, but at first it's hard. It's supposed to be worse for those who join during a blight. How is it for you?
Nightmares. Yes, I know what you mean.
Some people never have much trouble, but that's rare. Others have trouble sleeping their entire life. They're just more sensitive, I suppose. Everyone ends up the same, though. Once you reach a certain age, the real nightmares come. That's how a Grey Warden knows his time has come.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's right. We never had time to tell you that part, did we? Well, in addition to all the other wonderful things about being a Grey Warden, you don't need to worry about dying from old age. You've got 30 years to live. Give or take. The taint. It's a death sentence. Ultimately, your body won't be able to take it. When the time comes, most Grey Wardens go to Orzammar and die in battle rather than waiting. It's tradition.
So I'm going to die. How cheery.
And you wondered why we kept the joining a secret from the new recruits. And there you have it.
Yeah. Seems a high price to pay.
I suppose it is. We're the only ones who can stop the Blight, however. Is there a price too high to pay for that? You know, Duncan, he started having the nightmares again. He told me that in private. He said it wouldn't be long before he'd go to Orzammar himself. I guess he got what he wanted. I just wish it had been something worthy of him.
He will be remembered, Alistair, as will the others. It's kind of the only sensitive response here.
I know. Ending the Blight should make this all worthwhile, right?
Alistair barely approves of anything ever.
At your service.
I have some more questions. Let's see. Tell me about the Grey Wardens, or what was it like to be a Grey Warden with all the others?
I didn't know them for very long, but I guess it was longer than you. You never met them all, did you? They were quite a group. Actually, they felt like an extended family, since we were all cut off from our former lives. We also laughed more than you'd think. There was this one time... Well, you probably don't want to hear stories about men you didn't know.
Weren't there any women? Or were there any elves among them? Weren't there... were there any elves among them? Let's ask that.
Just one. A man named Terramel. He kept to himself, mostly. I got the impression that his life before the Grey Wardens was unpleasant. There was one Grey Warden who came all the way from the Anderfells. What was his name? Gregor... He was a burly man with the biggest, fuzziest beard you've ever seen. And the man could drink. He drank all the time, but he never got drunk. Finally, we all made a pool to see just how many pints it would take to put him under the table.
Yay, enabling his alcoholism. Wow. Just one of the boys, I see.
Oh, it wasn't always like that. Does it have to be serious and deadly all the time? Anyhow, we never did find out. He said he'd drink a pint for every half pint that the rest of us drank. He was still going by the time the rest of us were passed out. I'm told that Duncan walked in later on and saw us all passed out from one end of the hall to the other, and Gregor still drinking. Duncan laughed until he nearly... Until...
I'm sorry, this must be hard for you.
Yes, I suppose so. I thought I was done with this, but it just struck me that I have nothing to remember Duncan by. Nothing at all. There's no body, not even a token of his that I could take with me. That must sound really stupid to you.
Sounds like you miss your daddy. God, this boy is so little inside. Oh, not at all.
I just would have liked something of his to take with me, that's all. Well, there's no use in moaning about it, is there? He's gone. Let's just go.
Alistair approved +1. God, Alistair, you are miserly about that approval. This is why they give you gifts. See, Stan, like, fucking loves me. He's +53 warm. Shale is also feeling pretty good. +41. Not as much as Stan. Alistair, whoa. I didn't actually expect it to be this high. +40. Interested. Fenrel loves the shit out of you. Gives no fucks about anything you do, ever. Friendly. Morrigan is +20 neutral. Leliana is +29 neutral. Zevran is -2. Lol. Because we called him sick. Unsurprising. I think we probably need a little bit higher approval with Alistair before we can really ask him to bang us. So we are going to wait a while longer on that again. And... Oh yeah, that's right. We can give him this gift. Maybe that'll help.
Is that for me? Really? Wow. Wow.
Oh, Alistair, cute. I believe you give the golden riches to Zevran.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
Literally, since it is actually treasure. So... Oh yeah, that's right, we should equip some stuff. Whatever, I'll do that off screen though. Ta-da! More approval. We are going to talk to Shale.
It speaks.
I have some questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
How did you end up in Honleith, do you remember?
Oh yes, that I remember quite well. My former master, the Mage Wilhelm, he brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it.
Let's see. I mean, my elf can understand hating that. Be like, ugh. Yeah. But why were you out in front of the tower?
That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Pah! Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag.
Oh. His wife?
I was once larger. 10 feet tall. Then the loathsome hag complained that I couldn't fit through the doors. So the mage had me shrunk down. Can it believe it? And she still wanted me out.
How does someone shrink a golem?
With a chisel. And a lot of nerve.
Rude! Rude! Do you remember anything before Honleith?
I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. but where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago. They were all very soft and squishy. And before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark.
Just how old are you exactly?
I have no idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries ago. I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention.
You didn't like this Wilhelm, I take it.
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. Ha! I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it?
Wilhelm's wife sold it, I believe.
Hag.
Interesting, I'm done asking about that.
Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
No approval from that one, but whatever, it's cool. Let's sell some
You and
shit.
your friends are formidable folk,
no,
indeed.
please.
Good to have you along on the road.
Just, please. Come on. I don't need to talk to you. Just let me sell shit to you, please. Oh god, that's right, I actually have to equip things on people and do things. Bleh. There. Now let's go talk to Morrigan. One thing that they changed in later games is that in Inquisition at least, you can, after you do something big like completing the temple, you at least get to talk about it to the people who weren't there. Because it makes sense that they would know what on earth you were doing and have some opinions about it. Like, if this were Inquisition, when we talked to Leliana, she'd be like, oh my god, you didn't bring me to the temple, I wish I'd gone, that sounds amazing, you touched Andraste's ashes, and all of this stuff, and Morrigan would be like, thank heavens I wasn't there for that pathetic show of faith and blah 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 blah, and you know, things like that. But in this game, they're like, whatever, I wasn't there, there go, I just have no idea that you even have a life outside of me. It's not very good writing, but it's possible they just didn't have the resources to program all that in.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
Never mind. Okay, let's try a different approach.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to discuss something personal.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
That seems rude. We're not going to ask that. So we are not going to ask her anything. In fact... sigh. Now let's get rid of some stuff.
This should be easy enough.
Still nobody has strength for that. We're going to put this and that in there. And probably the Armor of Diligence, because nobody's high enough level for that. Alright. Now we have to equip stuff. Let me see if I can figure out something to talk about while I do this. So, Sten is awesome, as you may be aware. And it is really interesting to see how Sten is in this game, especially given how the Kunari are, or I should say the other Kunari, including the Arashok is in Game 2, and how Iron Bull and some of the other Kunari and Talvashoth Inquisitors and Talvashoth that you encounter in that game are in Dragon Age Inquisition. It's just interesting to see how much of at least Kunari lore they kept consistent between the 3 games, because they use all the same words, and it seems pretty consistent, whereas everything else has actually shifted a lot between games. Like, the elves, they've totally fucking retconned and done all these weird-ass things with that frankly don't make any sense and are terrible. So it's just, I don't know, it's interesting how consistent at least the Kunari and Talvashoth culture characterization is in these games. Again, the elves, they just, I don't know, they decided between games 2 and 3 that they just fucking hate elves. I mean, that's honestly the only conclusion I can really come to, is that they're just like, you know what, we really hate elves. We just hate them. Because that's honestly what it seems like, is they're just like, elves are the worst, and we hate them, and we are going to treat them like shit for the next however many games. Because I'm like, oh god, just... Ugh. I mean, you're probably going to hear me talk about this at great length in the next few games when I play them, but they just totally gave elves the shaft. Because, like, in this game, and in game 2, they set it up really, really clearly that elves are a very oppressed, sort of racialized group. You know, they've come up with various racialized terms, to slurs, racialized slurs, I should say. They're not even just terms. Like, racialized slurs directed at the elves. They have, you know, all of that kind of thing. They live in slums called alienages, which is a really, really obvious, like, linguistic reference to ghettos and all of that. But then, in Game 3, they decided to change the lore so that it wasn't that Tevinter enslaved the elves, it was that the elves used to rule the entire world, and then they fought amongst themselves, and then brought themselves to their own downfall, and they used to own slaves. They enslaved each other, and Tevinter only came along and copied them. So all of the people who enslaved the elves were just copying the elves themselves, which I'm just like... I mean, it's an interesting story if it weren't being marketed to the world that we live in, you know? Because, like, the world that we live in is one in which major racism, especially towards black people, whom the elves are, at least in America, a very clear parallel for. Like, it's just like, whoops, you're responsible for your own oppression. And I'm like, no, like, you can't tell that story and not take into account where the story is being told. And the story is being told in this society, where if you talk about oppressed peoples, you can't just oppress them or say that they're responsible for their own oppression without really, really pissing off many of your fans. Like, it's so inappropriate. It is so inappropriate, and just, ugh. Suffice it to say, I have many, many feelings about this, obviously. So I'm really, really irked at the treatment of elves between the games. I just think they did a fucking terrible job of handling the elves and everything else. Just, so upset about just all of that. It's really fucking ridiculous how bad a job they did in handling that. Just, ugh. Ugh. Let's see. We don't even have anything good to give this guy. Oh, maybe I have a sword for him, maybe. Longsword, iron, no. Arcane warrior, okay, he can't use that. Maybe we have a better bow for him. Nah. No. No, apparently not. But yeah, God, no, me and elves, I'm so upset. I'm so upset that they did that. Like, I remember when I first got to that point in Inquisition, I just stood there and I was like, are you serious? Like, did you really went there? You went there. And they did. They totally went there. That is exactly where they went. It was terrible, and I was upset. How does this even look on her? Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. Weird. No. Oy, oy, oy. Whatever, we're gonna leave you with that. Oh, you can have some better gloves at least. Ugh. Okay, let's take off all the... no, cancel. Just put it in the inventory, fuck's sake. Life drinker. Restriction blood mage. Okay. Well, that's probably not going to be anybody in this party, so we're just going to sell that one. +1 willpower. Cord of Shattered Dreams. Belt of the Magister Lords. You know what? We're going to put her in that one, because why the fuck not? That's mage restricted. And we are going to put this one on her. Now, we give her this. Alright, Liliana. This is a good one for you, so you get that. Does your armor suck? Probably it does. Yes, it do. Let us replace that. Do you have a... oh, no, you can't wear any of those helmets. She has a really good crossbow right now. Zevran, baby, how about you? Oh, that's right, I need to level everybody up before I even equip these things. What am I even doing? Okay, we're just gonna cut it there, call it a day.